All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Welcome to the City of Eureka Springs BOZA and Planning Commission meeting. Today is January 13th. It is 6 p.m. and we're in the basement of the auditorium. So I want to welcome the public. And we do not have a secretary, so I will do the roll call. Susan Harmon. Here. David Bucali.
Here.
Michael Welch.
Here.
Scott Price.
Here.
Ann Salee.
Here.
And I'm here, Ferguson Stewart, the chairman. So thank you for all attending. We have a quorum. If we'd all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So I need an approval of the agenda.
I'd like to add two things.
Okay, on the BOZA. This is BOZA.
No, planning. Okay, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
So motion to approve the agenda on the BOZA.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Public comments. Not seeing anyone other than ourselves in the auditorium.
Okay.
All right. Unfinished business. I don't see any. New business. We have a tree removal, 11 Ridgeway. Lee Turner, owner. Removal of one living tree.
Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss. Second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All right, go ahead, Susan. Anything? Anybody got any comments?
We don't have anybody here then.
Yeah, we don't have.
Our applicant's not here, but I did visit the property, so I can attempt to answer any questions if you all have any.
Okay.
Okay, I do have one question on the map. Does it really say that that is 18 inches?
It's an 18-inch diameter tree.
Oh, okay, it's not 18 inches, because I was thinking it's further away
No,
than that.
18-inch
Okay.
diameter.
All right. Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Nope.
I make a motion that we approve the tree removal at 11 Ridgeway.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the tree removal, 11 Ridgeway, Lee Turner, owner, removal of one living tree. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion passes, the approval of tree removal. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn the BOZA meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Okay, all right, the BOZA meeting is now adjourned. We will then go ahead and move on to the Planning Commission, and we need an approval of the agenda.
I have two things I'd like to add.
Okay, go ahead.
First up, I'd like to add discussion on the vision plan workshop. And the second
Could you,
item,
I can't,
I'd like to add a discussion on the vision plan workshop
so,
to the agenda. I'd like to number, it would go to be number 4. And then also number 5, I'd like to have a discussion on the GIS map.
Now, let me see.
can we
your
do all
numberings
of that in number 1?
Say again?
Yeah, we've got update city map. We've already got that on number 1. So the vision
Okay.
plan.
Okay.
See number 1. Would that be okay?
Well, on the GIS map, I can discuss my issue with that. But
Okay.
vision
Yeah,
plan
we could-
workshop- Vision plan workshop's a separate issue.
Well, I mean, we did that in the workshop.
I know.
mean,
What I
but-
wanted, I want to follow up on something with it.
Okay. So, okay. All
Is
right.
that okay? I guess I can discuss both of them during that meeting.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was just trying to
Yeah.
keep it
I
simple.
just want to make sure that I got those two things.
Oh, yeah. We'll get that at number 1.
Okay.
We'll put the number 1.
I'm sorry.
Anything
Thank
else?
you.
Motion to approve.
Can I add actually something before the number 1 discussion of sidewalk workshop?
Okay.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
And we have a motion and a second to approve the amended agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, it passes, okay. All right, again, public comments, anyone? No public comments, no public. Okay. Unfinished business, none. New business. We have first, on the commission business, we have updated city map.
No, we have
and-
sidewalks.
I'm sorry, we've got
No,
the,
you wanted-
you're right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kathy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know how many of y'all were able to watch the city council meeting last night. Paul and I presented our sidewalk report that we've been working on for the mayor after sidewalks came up a number of months ago at city council. After some discussion at the council table, it was agreed by the members of the council that they would like the planning commission to hold a workshop to review our sidewalk ordinance, that we can discuss any changes that perhaps need to be made, and then could vote afterwards at a meeting to send those proposed changes to city council. And so I wanted to put that out there all to you so you were aware of it. If we're all in agreement, we can work on scheduling that workshop. If you have any further discussion first, please go ahead.
Okay. Any questions on that? Because that's basically the to update and review the current ordinance on sidewalks.
I concur.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we'll have a workshop. So,
So do we
Cassie,
just need a motion to
right.
have a workshop?
That's
Okay,
it.
motion to,
I would, sorry, Susan, I don't mean to cut you off. I do want to ask on the scheduling the workshop, if you would like Paul Sutherland, the building inspector, to be there. He is currently unavailable on Tuesdays, so that would force us to do it on a different day than we normally do right before our meeting.
it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm okay with that. I make a motion to schedule a sidewalk workshop.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to have a workshop on the sidewalk ordinance review. And also, I'm going to caveat that and also invite Paul and we'll work on that other than a Tuesday. Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. There we go. So, and Cassie, if you could let us know what the dates are for that, we'll
Yeah,
get that set.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. Now we're moving on to update of the city map. In front of you, there is some maps.
These
Cassie?
were provided by Simon. These are the public works maps, the non-updated public works maps. He also sent me an email to say that updating the water and sewer map is a currently ongoing event for him and for Public Works. They're trying to use their surveying equipment to process and correct manhole locations, manhole elevation, flow line elevation, et cetera. They're doing that in GIS, so it'll be a digital map. He's hoping that when that process is complete, that he can put it online for easier access. He also wanted to state that he works with 3 separate engineering firms for capital improvement projects dealing with water and sewer. He's currently working with McClellan Consulting Engineers for wastewater treatment plant remodel, Philip Lewis Engineering on utility location for the upcoming roundabout and drainage study of Pendergrass Corner, and he's working with Performance Services to find any water and sewer infrastructure grants and funding. And he's also encouraged everyone to contact him if they have any further questions, or to watch the city council meetings, because he has to give an update at every single one on water, sewer, and streets. So that's what I have from Simon. I spoke with Sam some today, and he said he's happy to get us some maps of what they have, the trails and such. He also mentioned the Trails Master Plan that they did in 2014, but he was not able to get me anything today in time for this meeting.
Okay, that's fine. Susan?
I just was encouraged because Performance Services was the
Right.
company that Scott had mentioned
Right,
several, was it a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
May I
that's
comment on
awesome.
that? You know, I can be a little short at times, and because I feel that we kind of move slow as a city planning, but then I have to recognize that we are really here as advisory to city council and the mayor. That is our primary role, and I was very humbled when I found out that the mayor had passed on the information about Performance Services to Simon. It was very humbling because I recognize that we are listened to, and that's very important. So I will curtail my mouth in the future.
It's okay.
unless something really rubs me the wrong way. But otherwise, I really take it very serious that we are an advisory board. And when I vetted Performance Services, they are a very good company, and they've helped a lot of small towns here in Arkansas. And they may even be able to do an analysis, because that's what they do, which is basically for free unless they find grants.
Right.
Then they'll get a percentage. But they may be able to help us with updating our maps, too.
Yep, I agree. And also, I think at that same city council meeting, I heard Simon was talking about potential grants to assist them in this map generation as they go through the GIS.
Yeah.
And that's really, just helping you guys under my background. I did a lot of drafting when I was in telecommunications. We did systems all over the United States, and I was constantly having to look at this kind of stuff, and it is intensive to create this kind of data in a server-based system. But once it's there, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So because you can then go back and you can actually do more details. Once you've got a pinhole, so to speak, then you can add all around it and 3D and all that stuff inside it. So it's really, really nice. But again, does take a little time, because this kind of detail work does take hours on hours.
Yeah. And this is very encouraging what Simon has given this.
Yes.
And once we get some maps from parks and recreation, it's just a matter of integrating all these maps together.
Okay.
And updating our existing.
Okay.
So I think
It's great. I think we're on the road. David, anything?
No, I'm totally in concurrence with viewing ourselves as an advisory board and not, getting over our skis here. It is clear to me, and especially from the last city council meeting and workshops, that the city council wants to move lickety-split with this vision plan.
Yeah.
And also document where our budget numbers, and I couldn't agree more, but we have some, at the risk of seeming slower paced and bureaucratic, which I'm certainly not, we don't have a foundation.
Right, correct.
And we're going to build a foundation first.
Right.
And then we'll let the powers that be later on fight out the top of the vision plan, right? Which may be the most important element of the vision plan. But right now we have other things to figure out, and we can remunerate those. We can do that now or go on. But and what does that mean? I'm glad to see these maps here. I haven't seen these yet. And as a real estate guy, I'm always asking for this information. So this is good. I've never seen it. And I've not seen it online. And I'm glad that we have it. Some of it's a bit older, but nonetheless, it's a great place to start.
Right.
And I know that Simon is pulling his hair out because he's got multiple engineers he's dealing with and that type of thing. And Lord knows what the condition of the maps were and the data when he walked in that office. So I think he's done a pretty heavy lift so far. But for me, it is, which I've just restating what we talked about in the workshop, and that is we just have a comprehensive GIS, interactive GIS map,
right,
that has certain overlays, right? Because you can't do long-term planning and have a real clear vision until you can overlay where your streets are, where the zoning are, where the land use is, where the utilities are. Assume we're all in the same census tract. I don't know. Then we can add in layers for traffic, all those other nuances that go on with that, so that we can, when we talk about things like, zoning or annexation or manipulating land use, that type of thing, we can do that. And clear streets. Real clear streets. Not that I got to get a magnifying glass and run up and guess, right? Real clear streets where all that is. So the zoning differential and the land use map where the corner meets at this street and that street are important, right? So those little nuances, and there's just no excuse for a city like ours not to have that. So the last thing on that subject, one of the most important overlays are the city-owned properties, and to have those identified in two sectors. Number one, those city-owned properties which are used by the city for facilities, right, who may need an expansion in the future or maybe even relocation. And then the second are those city-owned properties which are vacant.
Okay.
And as a part of our budget, we need to allocate some dollars to do that research, to build a file on all the city-owned properties, and then see how we might be able to use those for either sale for money, incorporate into other developments, present to developers, so forth and so on. So for me, until we have this interactive GIS map, which shows us all the raw basic data we need, okay, there is no next step.
I got you. Well, thank you, David. Susan?
So obviously, we talked about a lot of this at the workshop. And I'm not sure how all of this fits together, because obviously we don't want to be duplicating efforts.
Correct.
But we have to start somewhere. So I think we should be voting as a commission to decide if this is the project. And if this is the project, then, you know, we still have that outstanding request to present to City Council, which is out there from November.
That's right.
So if we were to vote, then obviously we would be able to then start the process of gathering information, whether that means we're talking to McClellan because Simon's already working with them,
Right.
or we're, you know, my assumption is we'd have to go through the bid process, but maybe there is a way to maybe use a McClellan because they're already in that process. I don't know. We'd have to get an opinion as to whether or not we could do that. But, you know, it's not going to, I mean, we've mentioned it before. It's not going to happen overnight. So it is a process. So personally, I mean, if this is the project we want to look at, which I'm totally in favor of it because we've got to start somewhere,
Okay.
gives us the basics, then I think we need to vote on it.
Okay. So, yes, go ahead, Mike.
Can I
You
go
first.
Okay.
I would like to have, this vision plan, it's really in-depth, and we haven't really sat down and went over the existing plan and highlighted the points as a group. I would like to have a reoccurring workshop on the third Wednesday of every month
Okay.
until we get this thing worked out, because, I mean, I need to sit down with the group and go over just the existing vision plan issues and see what's been addressed, what can be dropped off, what can be done quickly, and we're very important about the map plan. I'm 100% in favor of that, but I really want to just have a reoccurring, you know, volunteer, whoever can show up, you know, each month and discuss, you know, start planning this thing out. Like David said on the last workshop, get down to the basics, see the things that we can do now that haven't been addressed, and try to find out why not. And this thing, you know, the last one, they had a professional group, and it took them 2 years. And during those workshops, we can invite the public to come in too and start giving us some ideas. But I just think we need to have a reoccurring monthly workshop to address the vision plan.
Okay. Cassie, okay, Ann?
Ann can go first.
David, I agree with you and Mike. I think we do need to address the vision plan. And as far as asking for money, I'm just a little concerned that if we ask for money, we need to be more prepared. I mean, what is okay, we spend this money, then what? I mean, I don't think that we are together enough on the same page to ask for the money right now. I think we'll get there. I do think it's important to have workshops. We can invite the public.
Sure.
We've opened it to the public. If they choose not to come, that is their choice. It's the same thing what happened with the bed and breakfast. We passed the ordinance, and they were like, oh, well, how did this happen? Well, we made public notice that we had workshops, and we had a lot of workshops.
Yeah.
And nobody showed up.
Right.
But we showed that we had them. I'm just not comfortable right now asking for money without truly having a plan. We spend this money, and then what?
Well, I hear you.
Cassie's-
my personal feeling is,
Cassie's up.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Cassie, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Cassie, go ahead, Cassie. Go ahead.
I just wanted to restate that during our workshop, David mentioned that a good first place to start in pursuing a more comprehensive map, particularly on city-owned property, would be to contract an abstractor to go out to the city-owned property we know that the city has and give us reports on all of that, its value, its utilities, et cetera. I've also spoken with the mayor, and he thinks that would be a good place to start if this is what we want to pursue. So if that is where you all would want to agree to start, then you could absolutely vote on that tonight, and then I can work on that proposal that we need to put out to the mayor to get that ball moving forward.
Okay, go ahead, Dave.
No, Ann's point's a good one because I'm sure her perspective here is very long. So she's seen a lot of stuff, right? I get it. I just want to try to compartmentalize it a little bit. My feeling is that we can't start discussing a broader plan until we can just kind of start with some of the basics. And those two basics right now, in my opinion, are putting out a request for proposals so that we can see what the real money is to identify the inventory of city-owned property, which is currently used and unused, and have a file on those, and with coordinates through an abstractor. We don't know whether there's 21 or 221, and they're going to charge a fee to do that. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's $100 a property, something like that. Just an abstractor, so we can have a clear idea of where the city-owned properties are, and then we can layer that in with what Parks has and so forth, what's their property. And secondly, we develop the next RFP goes to an interactive map, and we might reach out to the folks at the Northwest Arkansas Regional Planning Commission. I think they have some people that they use, or we can put a RFP up. They might even want to incorporate us in their whole vision plan if we reach out to them. But anyhow, hire a professional company, whether it's McClellan or whomever, to then layer everything we have. City streets, zoning maps, boundaries, utilities, all that stuff, city-owned properties. So now when we start to talk about planning long-term, we have all the data right there. And equally as important, if we bring in other stakeholders, investors, developers, so forth and so on, wow, it's just so much more powerful to show them. And this is where the modern cities are. Okay. You know, it's just where it is. It's just where it is. And so that's all. So we start with that because what's going to happen, in my opinion, is when we start to get into more details of the vision, what we need to be encouraging, where's the city going, what types of businesses, blah, blah, blah. There's some things that are going to get more subjective, that are going to get lost in the weeds if we don't have the basics.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, God.
So, well, it may be a little premature, but I'd like to hear you, because I was going to make a motion that we go ahead with the abstract.
Okay. So I was just going to say that, I do agree with what David is saying. We've talked about the map, and again, yes, there's a lot of unknowns, and yes, we don't know how much that would cost. So, the only way for us to start is to vote and agree that this is the project. If this is the project for 2026, then let's vote and then find out what steps we need to take to get to where we would like to be better prepared. The only way to be prepared or be better prepared or present something is if we have that information. And at this point, if we never vote on it or we don't agree on that project, then we can talk all day, but if we have a concrete plan that this is the project, then at least we can move forward and then get some additional information. But right now, we're not going anywhere.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
So help me here. I'd like, because this is my first time I've ever done this.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that we go with David's idea about hiring an abstractor to come in, and we authorize Cassie to write up the proposal.
I would just like to vote that we all agree that this is the project first.
Okay. Yeah, so two-step vote.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I think what Susan wants, I mean, if we're going to.
Two RFPs
Right,
would be
two,
my
yeah,
thought.
right. So Susan,
I mean,
go
I
ahead and
think
do your,
the initial,
Do we need a second for this to discuss it?
well, I don't know.
Well, I'm pulling
well,
back.
unless you want to
We
pull
need
it.
we need to direct Cassie clearly,
Correct.
right? In my
Correct.
opinion.
Right, yeah. I mean, I just think if we, well, I'll make a motion that we vote to give a yes or no to this project for 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, so the project.
I'm just not sure that, I'd like to go over the vision plan again. I'd like to have another work. I have no problem with voting for finding out what property, paying someone to find out about the city property. I would like to wait and vote on, is this the project, till after we have another workshop, because Michael and I, neither one of us were there, and I would like to go over the vision plan again.
Okay, so I don't know which was first.
Okay.
Go ahead, Skip.
I think this is sort of like an apple and orange situation. I think we can move on both of them.
Okay.
And I think that finding out what we actually have, I mean, this maps are the start, but this is just the beginning. And so I think we should really move ahead and trying to identify what we have
Okay.
that we can work on.
Well, I
David?
made a motion, and I,
So,
you
we're gonna make
didn't
a
ask
motion?
for a second.
Okay, we got a motion on the
Repeat the
floor.
motion, please.
So,
It was to vote on a yes or no on the MAP project for 2026.
Can you,
I
I
think
don't-
the motion needs to just be, I make a motion that the MAP project be the project for 2026.
Okay.
I think the yes or no throws it off.
Okay.
second.
okay, so we have a motion and a second for the MAP project to be one of the main projects for 2026. Is that what correct? Okay, all right, all in
Then,
favor?
well, did you want to discuss it, or did you want?
Discussion?
Fine.
Okay, we're good?
Oh.
Okay. So I need a yeah, up or down vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay. No, okay, one no. Okay. All right. All right, so we got three. Did you vote, David?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 4-1. Okay, so that's it. So it passes. So, so that we have a second one that we want to do, right? Okay. Okay, go ahead, Susan.
And then a discussion about what our next step is.
Well, the commission, my opinion is the commission should then direct Cassie to then work with the mayor, whatever that process is, in order to issue an RFP for two things, basically. And by the way, the request for the RFP doesn't supersede any other discussion in a workshop about the vision plan.
Right.
We're going to do that.
We'll
We're
do-
just,
yeah.
let's put in motion finding out what this thing is going to cost.
Right,
Right.
correct.
And that would be my messaging to the council is I have a feeling that the interactive map is not going to be cheap. But if that costs 50 grand and the city of Eureka Springs can't find a way to spend whatever the market is for a modern document and system, then we're just really wasting a lot of time here.
Okay.
Really. So we need to move on to tree ordinances and just tell people that's what
So
we
can you narrow that down to one motion?
yeah,
then?
so my suggestion on the request for a proposal would be that we ask Cassie and the mayor to issue a request for a proposal to two things. Number one, hire an abstractor in which to identify all city-owned properties segmented by those that are currently being utilized right now, such as fire and so forth, by the city, all right? And then secondly, those that are vacant and not utilized, and that abstractor needs to identify those properties and build a file that includes how we got to the property. Was it a warranty deed? Was it a default? Whatever. So that what's the clerk's file on the property.
Right.
So identify the property by map, the clerk's file, parcel number, and legal description.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Well, he
Second.
didn't make a motion. He,
My motion is to direct Cassie to work with the mayor's office to issue a request for proposals to identify all city-owned properties utilized and unutilized, that includes the legal description, the clerk's file on the property as far as the ownership, and the current use if it's used, address, parcel number, that type of thing.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we've got a second. Susan? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, good. All right. There we are, 1 and 2.
Well, we didn't, there's a second request for proposal.
Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, so then the second request for proposal, the second motion is that we direct Cassie to work with the mayor's office to get a request for proposals to develop an interactive map system which incorporates zoning, land use, city-owned property utilized, city-owned property unutilized, all streets, census tracts, and
Utilities.
water and sewer.
All right. And second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I won't repeat all that, but we've got it, David. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, there we go. There's number 2. All right, all right. All right, and we also talked about a workshop. So planning, as we talked about, I think Michael brought up an idea of a workshop. So I think if we can, come with a date that, I don't know if we'll do it once a month, but at least let's go ahead and schedule one.
Yeah, that's my motion is to have, because I don't think we can figure out the vision plan in one meeting.
I got
This
you.
is an ongoing thing that's going to take a while to even just to break down the basics. I just propose that we do it once a month, and I suggest the third Wednesday at 4 o'clock. But I want this to be reoccurring until the vision plan is on paper and
Can we not just do it before the meeting, because I can't do Wednesdays?
Well, she said,
Whatever.
or
I just-
Cassie
just-
Well,
said-
that was the sidewalk one.
yeah.
Yeah. So unless there's,
Sure.
is there a conflict with anybody else that you know of?
No, and unless we're getting into something really nitty gritty in his area, there's no reason Paul should have to be at the vision plan workship that I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we have a reoccurring vision plan workshop starting prior to our next, or to our February meeting.
I second that.
All
So
right, we got
5
a
o'clock?
Okay, we got a motion and a second for a workshop for the vision plan before our next meeting.
It's going to be a reoccurring for before
Yeah,
each meeting.
reoccurring, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and any comments? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, pass. Okay.
I don't oppose, but I do have a question.
All right, Susan?
Okay, so on these, on the 2 motions that we passed that David had made, the RFP, the 2 RFPs, on the first one, I would like to make a motion that is completed within, prior to our next meeting, or at least 60 days.
Yeah, okay, I think that might be more reasonable, 60
I mean,
days. I think,
otherwise
'cause
it's
that's
just kind of open.
pretty tight trying
Oh,
to
is
get.
to when, I'm sorry, is to when the proposals are due?
Yeah. I need I want a due date on them rather than just a,
I believe we'll have to put a due date on them, but before we set any, since I'm still new to that process as well, I would request that I talk to the mayor first to
Do you know-
know, because I don't know what the typical due date would be. I don't know what is reasonable or unreasonable, and I want to make sure that we get a response. I don't want the time to run out and we've heard back from no one.
right. I just want to make sure that there's a due date
Absolutely.
on it,
Yeah.
so, okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just wanted to comment, we don't want to put any undue strain on Cassie because
Right,
she really has to run it by the mayor.
I understand.
Yeah.
Well, the due date is really for the person who's submitting.
Yeah,
So
well,
we
it's
just
important.
give them a realistic,
Yeah.
we want,
So we don't kick the can
Right.
down the road.
I got the distinct impression by listening to the mayor at the recent, when his workshop at the council meeting, that he's expecting us to want to do RFPs. So I think the mayor is, I could be wrong, waiting
Yeah, I
on
think he's
this. And
ready.
he's actually held off the city council on some other action, saying, hey, let planning do their thing and get some RFPs going. So I think the mayor is going to be receptive to try to help this.
I agree.
He and I will speak about this next week.
Yeah.
We'll get it moving.
All right, anything else? Okay, all right. So move on to the next item. We have process for legal advice. Cassie.
This question came up at the workshop of who should we be funneling questions to the city attorney to. I spoke with the mayor about that this morning. He said that those questions should come through me and him to the attorney, and there's really two reasons for this. One is so that if one person has a question, more than likely more people have that question. We can all get an answer at the same time. And number two is we do pay the city attorney. We pay them by the hour. So having it come from me and the questions come from me and the mayor assures that we then know what we're paying for.
Okay. Any questions?
So once again, to reiterate, just to go through you first.
Yes.
Got it.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I was looking over the ordinances for responsibilities for city planning commissioners, and if the lawyer could be asked to simplify what our responsibilities are, because it's a little convoluted, what our responsibilities, because, specifically you came up in the workshop, that we have the authority to hire consultants. But, like, of course, we have no budget.
Right.
And,
Okay.
what does that mean? Because, like performance services, we could have hired them as an outside consultant that would actually do analysis for us for free until they got to the point where they define the project and, where we give yay or nay to move forward on it. So, we could have done that.
Sure. Sure.
And, without any money involved.
Right.
Hire consultants. So, I'd like to know exactly what our roles are.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone
else?
just simplify.
Susan, or you want first?
I would just like to ask that any questions that are submitted to the city attorney, municipal league, or anything like that, that are questions asked by the planning commission or a planning commissioner, that those answers will be forwarded to all the members. Okay.
Sure. Okay. David, you have something?
Yeah, I think is a bit of a two-edged sword here, Scott. I hear you. The general purpose of the commission in 1304-060 is only like 4 items, so that's pretty straightforward. But the powers and duties, there's some, well, it's not exactly gray area. I mean, it's pretty affirmative. However, I think there's a practical matter here.
Yeah.
And I hear you. The practical matter is I don't know that it serves our interest nor the public's interest to circumvent the mayor and the city council at their request, right? So now it might be quite different. Let's just say if one of us was a benefactor or we had a direct connection with a grant that we wanted to bring directly to the commission, right? And that grant was being made based on us or whatever, and then we might have some more discretion, but we should still have advise and consent of the mayor and city council, in which case we might be a little bit more forceful in employing our right to hire the staff since we're raising the money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I don't know that we need a change just in case something like that happens.
No, as for just clarification.
Right.
Because some of it, the language is a little ambiguous to my reading. I could be wrong, but,
Okay.
I mean, I have lawyer friends, I could always bounce it off them, but it'd be preferable if it went through,
Okay.
city lawyer, city council.
Right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anything else? No? Okay. Yes, dude.
So if we kick this sleeping dog, maybe they try to change the ordinance and take that
That's
power
what
away.
I'm worried about
serious.
too.
No, I'm being
That's
honest.
exactly what I'm worried
not
about.
joking.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen in the future. We have that right in the ordinance here, and if we press the issue, they might change it. But something could happen.
But David, clarification is always best because,
I understand.
I'd hate to enforce something that's on paper that we already have and then be,
I got you. I understand. Yeah. I got you. Okay. So is there nothing? I mean, we're just, okay.
Just-
Okay. We're just having a conversation.
My opinion on that.
So I just have a question.
Yes.
You had mentioned that you had emailed the city attorney.
Right, I did.
Did you get an answer back
No,
on that?
I did not.
Are you aware of what he asked?
That was just on section J. I brought it up with the mayor when we met, but his interpretation and mine are not in
So
agreement.
you haven't gotten an answer.
No, I haven't got it. That may be something we do, but we might do that after, like I said, after the RFP exchange, and we get that you started, then maybe we can,
Well-
address that. But I'm with David. I'm really, because I think that right now, we do maybe need some money, or we may need to interview somebody, but right now, we're still at the fringes of trying to get a foundation, like David said. And I agree. This is an election year. I don't know if we want to kick that dog too hard, because they may do exactly what David was saying and remove Section J altogether, and that would be bad.
I just didn't know if you still wanted to get an answer. That's
Oh no, I mean I'm fine with where we're at. If we had a pending, I think if we had already knew what we were going to do with that, and we knew that was exactly the amount we needed, and we had enough background, I would be more comfortable with it. But since we've already kind of got a bounce back unofficially from the city council, they said they wanted more detail. So I think that works for now. So I kind of like David. I said, let's back off a little bit and see where we're going to go with the RFP. And if the RFP meets our requirements, both of them, then and we get there, then we can pursue it. Or it's very possible that some of this RFP, as we do it, Public Works will already have had a grant. I mean, I'm just saying, it's possible. Yes. Okay. Anybody? Yes, go ahead.
Just a comment, with these RFPs, we do have the authority to ask people to come and give us presentations.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Visitors can come.
We could have performance services come in. We could have McKellen come in.
Sure.
And talk about it.
Right. Yeah. The only thing I don't want to. Yeah. One thing I want to worry about is that they're already on direction with the Public Works, and I don't want to distract them from the work that he's already got them doing. So because that's going to help us out too.
Well, I see it more as informational.
I got it. I understand. And we can.
And more than likely, not saying that there aren't other projects that you want to get somebody to come in and talk about, but once these RFPs are done, you'll know who those people are. Right. And they'll come, and you can then say, hey, will you come in and explain your RFP?
That's exactly it. Right.
So.
Yeah, because, Susan did recommend Northwest Arkansas Community.
Yeah, it was
right.
the housing.
And that's after, when we get there. We're almost there. We just got to go down the road a little further, see a little further.
I get impatient.
Yeah, that's right.
I wanted it yesterday.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Merchandise, outdoor displays, seating, and seating. David.
Well, let me just give you the impetus behind this. Is in the context and dovetailing perfectly with our vision plan, there are going to be a lot of items that we're going to have to tackle.
Sure, absolutely.
And there are going to be some sacred cows that we're going to have to tackle.
No, I agree.
So, status quo is not going to lead to growth. Everything I hear from the city council and some key city council members is the reason that pushing for a revision to our vision plan, an update to the vision plan, is for growth. Status quo, growth don't equal, right? So they know something's wrong. We realize something's out of kilter. Therefore, we need to revisit the plan.
That's right.
Right? You get off the track. I say wrong. That's not entire. Things get off the track. And one of the things that got off the track, and my got off the track is a part of our vision plan. We need to have a clear vision to clean up what we have.
That's right. Yep.
And so drilling down on that is this merchandising, outdoor displays, and all that.
Right.
So my gut feeling, it should not be allowable to constantly merchandise as a part of your retail business without permit.
Correct.
Outside of a retail building.
Right.
unless it's a permitted seating area, temporary display area, and we could modify the ordinance and the codes about temporary displays and sales and outdoor sales and that kind of thing. That can be done.
Sure.
But if ongoing part of your business is to utilize twice as much area in a parking lot in front of your business to regularly sell stuff as what's inside the building, okay, that's not good for the city.
Absolutely.
Not a part of our vision.
Right.
Shouldn't be.
Right.
If it is a
Right.
part of
I
our
agree.
vision, we're all just wasting time.
Exactly. And I
Yeah,
think,
so I guess what I'm saying is on these outdoor areas, that I don't know, my question is there an ordinance that deals with, I didn't see it, merchandising, outside of a leased premises?
So can I
on a
just-
permanent basis.
Can I just ask you, just so I can clarify and understand what you're saying? If I have a store or if I have a business in Eureka Springs and I decided I wanted to go ahead and put a bunch of displays, clothing racks or whatever I wanted to put outside my building,
Yes.
that's what you're saying you think there should be a permit for, because it's additional space that they're using, no?
Not permitting. I'm saying it could be defined inside of our existing ordinance and when you get a retail permit, right, that you're allowed to display if the landlord, of course, it's up to the landlord too, whether he wants that, he or she wants that. So, they'd be allowed then on a temporary basis. It wouldn't be anything wrong to bring a clothing rack out or display a few some items and clearance items, whatever.
Okay.
I'm thinking. But my point is where your business is entirely or almost entirely out in front of your bidding and busy in the parking lot all the time, that's not good.
Okay, so the only reason I say that is because you've got seating on here, and there was a time when we tried to pass an outdoor entertainment district, which would have allowed restaurants downtown to put tables out on the sidewalk. They're not allowed to do that because of our ordinance right now, because we don't have an outdoor or a permanent entertainment district.
Right.
So I think there's a couple different things here that you're...
Right. The seating, the seating, yeah, that's an issue, but that's not the issue I'm really most concerned about.
May I interject here? I think we kind of lose focus that we are a tourist town. I've been to a lot of tourist towns. I love driving America, back roads, and I've been to Telluride, Nevada City in California. These are really upscale tourist towns.
Yep.
And I think we have two issues here. A lot of these places do have outside seating. But I think what we need, I don't want to offend anybody out there, but when you start putting racks of clothes outside or, have junk along like 62, that you're selling, it looks it looks trashy.
Right.
It doesn't look upscale. It doesn't look like is that the image that we want to present to the public? So I think outside merchandising is an important issue.
Okay.
I agree. It's a sticky. I'm sorry. It's a sticky thing because there's sometimes there's a great, and it's not that you should never be allowed to, because you have to have a little free will going. Hell, you got to have a little. It's got to be a little cool factor
we have
going on.
the yearly garage sale outside.
Right.
Yeah, I understand
Yards and
when,
yards.
There's
look, if
exceptions.
you're leasing 1,000 square feet in a retail center, and 2,000 square feet is always being used outside to merchandise junk, stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's not all junk, but stuff, and that is your business model. I'm sorry, we need to regulate, in my humble opinion. And I could be totally wrong here. I'm just saying it's a topic I wanted to discuss.
And you-
we don't have to spend all the day on it. It's just a topic.
Right. I got you.
Concur.
Okay. Yes, Ann.
So Cassie, you're going to research and see if we have anything in our ordinance?
The little bit I've looked into this, we have things on garage sales, outdoor flea markets, I think, peddling. We don't have anything exactly to what David is talking about. I don't know if this is really our realm or if this should be with the Office of the City Clerk or with City. I don't know where this lands.
Could you research and let us know? Because I know it is their business, but I agree with you, David.
I just want to see if
Yeah, I mean,
is
we
there
are-
is there an existing ordinance?
Yeah.
I don't know that there is. I didn't see one, but
Right.
that deals with what are the ordinances for outdoor displays and merchandising. And I do believe that, it's not in our realm to be the business police. I get that. But in the context of a lot of the things that we do in planning are based on the aesthetics, or we wouldn't be discussing a lot of things, fences and metal buildings and facades and all that. And we'll negate all of that good stuff that'll come from that if we allow people just to regularly put all their stuff in the parking lot for sale under tents. That's the point. That's the point. And there's a lot of vacant space, by the way. That same business or businesses could easily lease more space because Lord knows there's a lot of it. The fact that they don't want to pay that has nothing to do with anything.
I got you. Susan?
Well, and I think too, the other side of that is we've got commercial space and we've got residential space, but we allow certain businesses in residential zones as
Right.
well. So, I mean, there's two sides of that,
Absolutely.
Who's to say somebody couldn't purchase something in a residential zone that is legally able to have a business license, and then, like you said, they, so, commercial versus residential, I think, is important as well.
That's right. I agree. Yep.
So-
Okay. All right. So Cassie's going to do some research for us. Thank you very much. And so now we have approval of minutes. August 12th, September 9th, October 14th, November 13th, and December 9th. We can do this as a totality.
Yeah.
Or we can do it individually.
We
So
have to do it individually.
we have to do it
We have to
individually.
approve the minutes
Okay.
each individually.
Okay. Go- Yes. Sir.
I think, look, city council meeting last night, they aggregated it and voted it.
They did aggregate it. I know. I was wondering at the city council meeting. They did aggregate that. Cassie, do you have a preference, or is there any, have any limitation on voting them in total or aggregate? I guess the word they used.
I would prefer to do them individually.
Okay.
It's always been my understanding you can't vote on the minutes if you weren't present at the meeting. And
That's
that's
true.
a way to make sure that we're following that rule.
There you go. Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's
That's right. Well,
my
so let's
understanding.
start with August 12th.
Motion to approve the meetings of August 12th.
Second?
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the meeting of August 12th. All in favor?
Well, I think we should need to
wait.
look at them then if we're
Oh,
going to
oh.
go
Because
through
I
it
wasn't
individually.
here for that meeting, so
Okay,
just
so-
to make sure that we're clear who wasn't at that meeting.
Right.
So when
Yeah.
we're voting, we know who's voting.
Yep.
Right. So
Because
if you were not present, don't vote, but raise your hand, tell me you're not there, weren't there. Or
So
what do you,
so on the August 12th one, Michael Welsh and Susan Harmon were not there with notice.
okay.
So we'll need a
Right.
new second.
Second.
So,
And you made the motion.
Oh, sorry.
all right.
I'll second it.
You can't.
Okay, there
you
we go.
weren't
We got a
there.
motion and a
Oh,
second for August
I-
12th.
We need,
I would- if
we
we're
need
gonna-
a second from
Second.
someone who was there.
There you
Thank you,
go.
David.
There you go, second.
All right. All in favor? August 12th.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so okay, that takes care of that one. Unless you
Motion
had
to
something
approve.
else.
Wait, Scott.
If
did-
we're going to do it individually, I need a moment to review it again to refresh my memory.
Okay.
So, yeah, because otherwise we're just rubber stamping.
I understand.
each one.
I
Oh, so you want to postpone it?
Yeah, because we,
I make a motion, we
You wanna review
postpone the
every one of
minute
them right
approval
now?
to the next meeting and give Scott time to review
Yeah.
it.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
so
there's quite a
so
few,
we'll-
Scott.
Okay, so we'll postpone them till the next meeting, so everybody will have a chance to look at them. How's that? Okay.
good.
So
Do we need to make,
We need to-
I'll make a
right.
motion that we postpone until our February meeting.
there
I'll
we go. We have a
second that.
second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to postpone the approval of the minutes till the next stated meeting. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, and we have any opposed? Okay, they're approved. Okay, so next item, election of officers. So as you know, we lost our secretary. Tom did not get his renewal, so we'll need to replace the secretary. Is there any were the three officers or the chair, vice chair, and the secretary? So for chair, is there any nominations for chair?
I
Go ahead.
I move to nominate Ferguson for another year in his seat.
I second that.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
Can you third, by the way? Is there any thirds?
Thirds, there you go. Thirds, yeah. And so we have a motion and a second for chair for Ferguson Stewart. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. Second will be vice chair. Currently, Ann Solis is vice chair. Any nominations?
I nominate Ann Salee to remain vice chair for one more year.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second for Ann Solis, vice chair. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Secretary. Any nominations for secretary?
And please note the secretary from here on out will have to start doing the minutes.
Right. She'll have to take some notes. Now, it doesn't have to be one word for word. It can be a generalization.
And whoever is secretary, you're welcome to set up a time with me and we can go over how to do minutes.
I have a
There you
question.
go.
What happens if nobody gets nominated? Who does the minutes then?
We've got to have an officer.
Someone has to be secretary. It's-
Right.
I would like to nominate David.
All right. David Bucali has been nominated.
I'll second
Any second
that.
for David? Any second for David?
I just seconded it.
Okay. We have a second for David Bucali as secretary. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go, David.
Congratulations.
Leadership is sometimes,
Sorry, David.
Thrust upon us.
Great way to create
All right.
animation.
Okay. All right. So that's all the officers' elections. Meeting format. So at the Planning Commission and BOZA meeting, as well as other commissions in the Eureka Springs, we use the relaxed Robert Rules of Order, which has been basically by the municipal league created, this reduced Robert Rules of Order. There is a pamphlet, and if you need a copy of that, we can get you a copy of that. Okay, so if we get one copy. I think
Yeah,
I've got
it should
one
be in the packet.
Yeah,
it's in the packet as well. But any questions on that procedure? Okay. All right. And that, so now we have the approval of procedures and bylaws.
Can we vote on the meeting format, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah.
Make
so
a motion that we use the relaxed Robert's Rules of Order or Arkansas, well, I'm going to say relaxed Robert Rules of Order because I believe that's what we've used for several years.
I second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for the revised relaxed Robert Rules of Order. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there we go. Thank you. All right. Approval for procedures and bylaws. Anybody have any questions on procedures and bylaws?
Nope.
Okay, yes, go ahead, Susan.
I don't have any questions specifically to that, but we do need to vote on the dates.
Right.
That's not on here.
Okay, we'll add that. I'll do that.
So I would say
I'll
that's
add
under
that.
procedures?
Right.
Okay.
So everybody got a copy of the current meeting schedule. So one of the other things is the schedule for the meetings that are scheduled for 2026. We'll need to approve those as well as the procedures and bylaws. So any questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the dates that have been presented to us for 2026 meeting schedule.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the meeting schedule. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, there we go. All right, and so is that, we have to do procedures and bylaws still? Okay, so approval of procedures and bylaws now. A motion for that.
I have a question on procedure and bylaws. Where is that located?
That's, I believe,
It should be in the packet behind the procedural rules for municipal officials. It starts with rules and regulations of the Planning Commission and Board of Zoning Adjustment. That's at the top.
Would you like time to review that and we pass that also? It's Scott.
Scott, we could
I'll be
delay.
fine.
You got it? Okay, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
These are the same as the ones that were approved a number of years ago. I made some minor updates, such as putting that Secretary Dow does the minutes,
Right.
making sure that the meeting order matches our meeting order.
Okay. Everybody good?
Did
Everybody
did you highlight those?
I did not, mostly because they were not changes as far as things that we do not already do. I'm not forcing anything new upon you. It was just to match what I have noticed to be our current meeting format, et cetera.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll need a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the procedures and bylaws as presented.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the procedures and bylaws. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passes. All right. Wish list. Okay, so anyone for 2026? I think we already talked about some things we're going to do in a workshop. Anything other than that? Anything other than the vision or anything else that they would? And we also talked about we're going to be doing a workshop on the sidewalk ordinance. So is there anything that's a wish list that someone has that they would like us to dive into for 2026? Yes, go ahead, Cass.
I'm just bringing this up because it's been a couple months, and you had mentioned a couple months ago wanting to visit the nuisance property ordinance. Do you still want to do that, or do you think we have enough on our plate for this year?
Yeah, I do want to take a look at it because it might go with what David was talking about earlier.
All right. Okay. Anything else? Yes, Susan.
I know in the past, Anne, we have reviewed properties that have CUPs. Are you hoping to do that again this year, or are you thinking that we don't need to do that anymore?
I'm not saying we don't need to do it anymore, but I think we're good for this year.
Yeah.
I think we've got a good handle on
Right.
where everybody is. We
Right.
haven't had any transfers. We haven't had any complaints that I'm aware of. There may be a couple that I'll double check with Cassie that maybe need to come off that were sold and that are no longer CUPs, but I'm comfortable with what we've got right now.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Susan.
I just have a real quick, and this is just maybe more administrative, but on the tree removal permit that we received, there's it doesn't look like it's our new one.
No, this application was submitted. It was submitted so that it would have been in time for the December meeting, but the applicant requested we wait till January. So that's why it's on the application that is our new application was not in use yet.
Okay, so but anybody going forward?
Anyone
will?
going forward,
Okay.
I have forwarded the new application on to the building department.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Anything else on the wish list 2026? Yes.
You know, it's, for BOZA,
Uh-huh.
I would like to know if we'd be able to get an update from Paul about things that he's approving
Okay.
that
Okay.
that comes through us, and also
So-
you know, that he
so
does
code-
unilaterally on his own.
Okay. So code
Enforcement.
approvals
And enforcement.
outside of the planning commission.
Yeah, just sort of
Just a kind of a
summary.
report or?
Yeah, you know, like a
statement?
monthly report, just
Okay.
what's
Is
happening.
Is that, you think he'll do that, or do we, I mean, is that okay for Paul to
Does
give
he
us
already
a-
do that for
I
any?
know we are, we
Just
get,
to keep us informed of what's happening. So
right,
that we,
so I guess what he's talking about is things that we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that Paul could actually just send us quickly, quarterly?
I'll ask if
Okay.
if he can do that and if that's appropriate. It is a bit of a gray area in that appeals of Paul's decisions come to
Right.
BOZA, but he answers to the mayor and to city
Right.
council.
I agree. Yeah.
So
If he was willing, I mean, I do want to, I know there's a boundary there. Let me get Susan first.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Susan.
Oh, go ahead, Scott.
well, you know, it's just that it does affect our planning.
Right, I agree,
And,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
zoning decisions.
No, it makes sense to me.
You know,
too.
and,
Yeah.
you know, it's. I don't
That's
want to
good.
step into his territory, but
Right.
if we have more information,
Right.
we can
I
make more
understand.
informed
I will
decisions.
say a lot of what he approves are, that wouldn't come to us anyway, are interior, anything on the inside, which we don't have jurisdiction over.
No, I'm talking about external that will affect our planning.
External usually comes to us, especially on commercial. And residential, it's only if it needs a variance, or same with signs. But I'll talk to him.
Okay. All right. Yes, Susan, go ahead.
I just want to make sure that, a couple months ago, we had a meeting regarding grants. And as far as the wish list goes for 2026, there may be some projects that planning could qualify. I know you've got some that HDC qualified for. I would just like to know if we're actively looking for grants for the Planning Commission, and if we are, what those grants are. One, I passed one on to the city this last week, which was the AARP one. Were you given that information? So there are community grants that they will grant to towns. Are you aware of those? And
It's not ringing a bell, but it has. I've had 4 meetings in 4 days, so the email has not been as upkept as it should be.
Okay, so I know all of us get information and see different things. Unfortunately, I know Tom's not here, but he would see different cities getting grants and things like that. And I know we don't qualify for everything, but there might be something in there. There might be a grant out there that planning would qualify for. And I would like for grant opportunities to be on our wish list for 2026. And I'd also like to be able to, for each of us, if we see something, to be able to submit it to you, but also for you to let us know if there's anything that you're applying for that planning would qualify for. And I'd just like to see that on their wish list. We haven't done that in the past.
Okay.
So.
And I would like to follow up on that. You know, it would be coming with more authority if Cassie went to places like Walton Foundation. I mean, they're very generous with grants to various communities here in Arkansas. And I don't know, have we gone to Walton Foundation and asked them?
I have not.
Yeah, so, you know,
Well,
if I went as an individual and approached them and asked, it would actually carry more weight, I guess, if Cassie did. But I'm more than happy to, you know.
Or are you the right, I mean, are you the right person to ask that question? Like when it comes to grants and who we're looking at, and are we covering all our bases? You know, maybe with a Walton Foundation or like I mentioned.
I can cold call people. I've done it in the past for fundraising. I have no problem doing that.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm just a commissioner, but it might have more authority, you know, coming from like Cassie.
Okay. David?
The process of researching, writing, and presenting grants is a paid profession.
Yeah.
And it is a good paid profession. And I'm not saying that you don't ever get grants just as through a volunteer organization. Yeah. That's true. But the real key is to match up, not what you want. You can forget that. You need to understand what their goals are. Then you find something that matches.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you present it,
Right.
right? They don't only care about your sidewalks, unless it matches with some sidewalks with bicycles.
I know, but you know,
my point is that we should be aware of grants.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The commission should absolutely be seeing that. All the commissioners say, hey, look, I found out that there's a grant here, or here's what this could. Then the commission can collectively take the time to say, okay, here's what we do. But it's not,
and to give you
we can collectively do a workshop to maybe prepare a grant, but that's a position. And I can tell you on our wish list, if you're looking for budget items down the road, is you're going to supplement what Cassie's doing in her department.
And sometimes they'll come, like in the International Bike Trail we have, in the Walton Family Foundation, when I was a park commissioner, they came to us and proposed.
because it aligns with their values.
Right.
But until we
That's
reach out
exactly-
and ask them for a list of what.
Right. And so we didn't have to do anything other than get the city to
Because,
accept
you know,
it.
that
So
they have their own board of
sometimes-
directors. They
and that's what's
sit-
happening at Basin Park right now. There's that same group that helped with Basin Park
That family-
is building a new entrance for Eureka Springs on downtown on the right of way there, I think. And I can't remember the name of the grant company. but-
Something family. It's a family foundation.
Yeah, and they're going to be accentuating or aesthetically making it more pleasable, I guess I'll use that word, for the entrance when people come downtown.
I guess what I was asking was, you know, is Cassie the person that we should be submitting things if we see it? And
Yeah.
if she is, can she also let us know when she applies for a grant
Yeah.
that would affect planning?
I don't know that Cassie would be the one applying.
Well, that's why I'm
I mean,
just-
we had Glenna used to do our grants.
Right.
I don't know if she still does for a fee or not. I mean, there is an art to writing a grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if
So-
Glenna still does it or Cassie.
That's the question.
Our next-
If you see anything that you think we could use, I would send it to me, not just for, so that I could write it, but because there is a lot involved in, do we qualify? Are the conditions attached ones that we want to adhere to? There's always a lot to consider with a grant. The standing one that I apply for every year with HDC is very unique in that it is a yearly grant you can reapply for to help with your training and projects. There are not many like that for many other things. And I still have to wait every year to find out if I get it and what they chose to approve.
Right. I just wanted to know if
yeah.
you were the person that we would send it to, and if not, then, maybe, more people looking or seeing things is obviously a better thing when it comes to grants. So, so if what I hear you saying is, yes, we can still send them to you, but if you would also let us know if there's anything that you are aware of that the city is maybe applying for that relates to planning, that would be helpful too.
Okay. David?
As a part of the vision plan, we haven't tackled this yet. Don't need to get in those weeds yet, but it's a good point, and that is that we will not have the money to execute the vision plan. So we know that. So we're going to have to figure out how to come up with a plan to help City Council, and for City Council also take action. One of the RFPs that we'll be sending this year, hopefully soon, will be for a paid grant writer. And they'll research it. They'll do the research. They'll do the dovetailing. And I say we're going to do it. My suggestion would be. And they will research it. They'll help us with the presentations. They'll come to this commission, and they will help us set the meetings, and we will go after the money. So the vision plan will not, unless there's some money in the reserves with the city I'm familiar with, there won't be enough money here to execute a proper vision plan. We're going to need some grants, and we're going to need to supplement Cassie's efforts under the Planning Commission, in my opinion, for that money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd just like to reiterate that last night at City Council, Simon presented to the council that he was engaged in performance services, who
Right.
goes and investigates. And part of their duty is to find grants. They'll actually go out and look for them and write the grants.
Right.
Because
right.
they don't get paid unless they get
I understand.
from a
Yeah.
third party.
Yeah.
Very little is going to come out of the city's pocket, hopefully, because they're trying to find the money. So we might be able to piggyback upon that and benefit from it too.
Sure, absolutely.
Because
It's a big topic.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
huge, the whole fundraising grant is a big topic.
Yeah.
And we're going to unfortunately have to dive into it big time, in my opinion, to execute this vision plan correctly.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, sounds good. Is that it for, we're going to go to agenda setting. So we have a couple items that we're going to have back on our agenda. Approval of minutes, of course, is going back on the agenda for next meeting because give you guys a chance to look at that. Okay. Is there anything else on the agenda that we have discussed that we want to put on the agenda?
Nope.
All right, good. Okay, so now we have the fun time, commissioner comments. It's our first meeting of 2026. So, Ann, if you could, anything?
I have nothing, thank you.
All right. Scott?
Yes, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I was thrown into the Planning Commission last year and it was like treading water because there was really no one to mentor me. But a couple of people did sort of pull me aside and advise me, and I really appreciate that.
Good.
And I also want to, thank the mayor for appointing me, and also city council, because I think I'm, just a little over 6 months in.
Okay.
And it's been quite a learning experience.
There you go. Thank you for your service. Michael?
Just one thing, let the public know that we have an opening now on the Planning Commission. We have an empty seat, so anybody who'd like to step up and contribute to the progress of the city, please consider on this panel.
Outstanding. Okay. All right. Susan?
I just wanted to thank Tom Buford for his service. Tom's been on this Planning Commission for at least 10 years. To say I'm disappointed that he wasn't reappointed, I am. You know, Tom had a lot of knowledge. He was a good guy, and he was kind of the calm in our group.
Yep.
And I'm going to really miss having him on this commission.
Okay.
So,
David?
I'm going to echo that. I'm good with that.
All right. All right. And also, I did telephone Tom, and I conveyed those comments that were just stated, that we'll miss him. He understands. He appreciates everybody here at the table. He appreciates all the work. And I told him I appreciate his work. There wouldn't be a tree ordinance without Tom. So he did a lot of great stuff, and he's not gonna go away. I'm sure he's gonna pick up another commission somewhere. But anyway, he did say he loves us all, and that he will think about us, and if there's anything we need from him or help him in any way, or he's available. Okay. All right.
Fergie, may I know I don't normally speak during commissioner comments,
Okay.
but if I can say a couple of things.
Sure. Go ahead.
Was wrapping up my 2025 end of the year to provide to the mayor and his staff, and just a couple stats that I thought this body might be interested in. We did submit 2 ordinances to City Council last year that were both approved, so I think that's very good work for this body. We also are, you know, in addition to being quasi-legislative / advisory, we're quasi-judicial, largely in the BOZA experience. And last year, we had a 41% increase in applications that we reviewed. Largely that was trees, but it was not just trees that were an increase. So I just want to thank everyone for their good work in 2025, and I'm looking forward to 2026.
All right. Well, thank
Make a
you.
motion
And I need a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We are adjourned.